CIBIL score. You must have heard this number being mentioned anytime that you may have gone to take a loan from any lender. What exactly is a CIBIL score? Well, it's a 3-digit number that determines your credit worthiness. The numbers range from 300 to 900, and this is determined on the basis of your credit history, meaning any loans that you may have taken in the past and how you have repaid them determines your CIBIL score. But there are a lot of myths surrounding this number and what you should do to ensure that your CIBIL score is good enough to get you the best terms for any loans you take. So let's bust some of these myths. First up, it is commonly believed that checking your CIBIL score even by yourself lowers it, which stops people from checking their CIBIL score repeatedly. However, this is a myth. Any inquiry that you make into your CIBIL score by yourself is considered a soft inquiry and it does not affect the score. However, the hard inquiries that may be made by any lender or creditor that may impact your CIBIL score. However, that is temporary and very minimal. The second myth that surrounds a CIBIL score is that missing a payment once won't affect your score. That unfortunately is not true. Missing even a single payment does impact your CIBIL score because this is just a measure of how trustworthy you are as a borrower. So missing any of your EMIs or your credit card payments will affect your CIBIL score. The third big myth surrounding CIBIL score is that the more loans you take, the better your score is. Now you may seem to believe that the more loans you take and the more you repay, your CIBIL score should improve. However, what this gives an impression to your creditor or your lender is that you are someone who requires too many loans, and that is not very trustworthy. Therefore, it is said that you should have a good mix of secured and unsecured loans, and too many loans can hurt your score. Finally, the biggest myth that people have is that you can check your CIBIL score anywhere. Nowadays, there are numerous websites which allow you to check your CIBIL score. However, it is very important to ascertain the authenticity of any platform that you are checking your CIBIL score on, because your data may be shared and you may start receiving so many calls about loans that people offer you. Therefore, only check your CIBIL score from authentic websites. These are all the myths that people commonly have about CIBIL score. Now let me give you a few advantages that you can get if you have a good CIBIL score. First is a faster loan approval and lower interest rates. Now all of this boils down to the creditor believing that you are trustworthy and a credit-worthy consumer. The other benefits that also come with a good CIBIL score are some pre-approved loan offers, some higher credit limits, as well as longer repayment tenures that you can have for your EMIs. So be a prudent borrower, pay your bills on time to make sure that your CIBIL score is good and you get faster loan approvals.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.